This video is sponsored by Squarespace. Squarespace is the best place to build a website for whatever you're doing to help you stand out and succeed online, but more on them later. Oh, Patek Philippe, what are you doing right now? I feel like we're looking at Patek in the midst of a bad hair day, whilst Vacheron Constantin has just gotten home from the salon. They keep releasing good taste watch after good taste watch. It's not louder, not flashier, just well executed watches, and enthusiasts are responding accordingly. This is my thesis that I submit to you. Patek is moving away from their more entry-level pieces, their achievable pieces, and putting everything into premiumization. Their tippy top end for high-end clients, whereas Vacheron is investing heavily into their more affordable pieces. Let's set the stage. If you're a bit newer to watches, for most collectors, the holy trinity of watchmaking would be Patek Philippe, Audemars Piguet, and Vacheron Constantin, representing the pinnacle of mainstream watchmaking. But within that trio, Patek has always been first on the podium. I would boil it down to auction dominance, a long history of making quite complicated timepieces to a very high level, iconic references that have a cult following, and a reputation or a marketing perception of generational ownership. Patek doesn't just sell watches, they sell legacy, and that marketing angle is so much stronger than anything from Audemars Piguet or Vacheron Constantin. But it does feel like things are starting to shift right now. Let's talk about section 2, Patek's current strategy. So I started forming this theory at Watches and Wonders after my Vacheron Constantin appointment, and we'll talk about their novelties in the next section. But first, Patek. I wasn't very excited about many of their offerings at their more achievable prices. Now, it's still very expensive. This upper end of horology world is insane money, but entry-level Patek was very meh for me. But their unobtainable, insanely expensive stuff was chef kiss, beautiful, very thoughtful offerings. This solidified their strategy for me. For years now, we've been witnessing Patek doubling down on the upper end of the pyramid. We're talking minute repeaters, split-second chronographs, grand complications, six-figure watches, often even seven-figure price tags. And this, to me, is Patek. Patek Philippe is high complications, amazing finishing. But the issue is, who actually buys these? These kinds of watches are completely out of reach for the majority of collectors, even just the majority of people in general. Meanwhile, entry-level Patek, like the Calatrava line, have seen significant price increases while also becoming less exciting in design evolution. Even the discontinuation of the 5711 Nautilus. Now, I know this was a very unobtainable watch, but it's left a gap that hasn't been filled in a way that energizes new collectors and enthusiasts. Now, this isn't surprising. This is exactly what Thierry Stern said they wanted to do. They didn't want to become a mono-brand company, like someone else who we won't name in the Holy Trinity. They didn't want the Nautilus to be the thing people thought of when they heard the name Patek Philippe. If you've been following them for a while, none of this is surprising, but as they're pushing upwards, I think they're losing touch with their base. This is actually a big reason why we've been working behind the scenes to create a watch publication that specializes in tool watches, robust timepieces that people can actually afford. And we've been using Squarespace, who just so happened to be today's fabulous video sponsor, to make it happen. I don't know how to do aesthetic stuff. I wish I did. This is why I wear a lot of gray. So I need Squarespace. So using their website builder, you can choose from a library of gorgeous website templates and make it your own. Or use Blueprint AI, Squarespace's AI-enhanced website builder, to get a very good-looking website in under an hour. Whatever way you go, everything is still fully customizable. You can use Fluid Engine to drag and drop and have total control over your website design. On top of that, their integrated SEO tools ensure that every website is optimized so you show up more often on search engines and bring in more of your ideal customers. They really are a one-stop shop solution for whatever you're doing. Whether you need a little one-pager to promote your brick-and-mortar shop, maybe you sell things online and need to do e-commerce things, or if you're like me, running a publication, they've got you covered. Go check out squarespace.com/BritPierce for a free 14-day trial and use my code, the BritPierce code, to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. I love Squarespace. I've been using them for a long time, longer than they've been sponsoring this channel, and I'll probably be using them as long as I'm on the internet. I can't recommend them enough. And thank you so much to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Segment 3, the Vacheron Constantin counter strategy. Now this is the real inspiration for this video. My appointment with Vacheron Constantin that really solidified this strategy for me, and I think it's a winning one. So instead of focusing purely on ultra high complications, which to be clear Vacheron can do, Vacheron has been aggressively strengthening its entry-level and mid-tier offerings. Take the 56 collection for an example. Very approachable pricing for the brand, retailing for £12,600. For context, the Rolex Landdweller 40 is £13,700, so you can get a VC for less money. It's modern, versatile design language. It's a clear attempt to bring new collectors into the brand and make it more achievable for many people. Or let's talk about the overseas. The showstopper was the Cardinal Points dual time overseas. Very expensive, even still, but in the world of these Holy Trinity brands, competitive pricing. Their next showstopper, the Platinum Ultra Thin Overseas, retailing for about £100,000. For clarification, I'm not saying these are cheap. Of course, this is so much money. But in this world, this high horology world with these maisons, these were pretty well-priced offerings for very good watches. Let's contrast with Patek. So we had a few Nautiluses, very few people will be offered these, then a bunch of meh until about the £300,000 price point and up, where it gets good again. I would summarize that the key difference is Vacheron feels like they want you to get in. Patek feels like it's daring you to qualify, maybe if they deem you worthy. Okay, so this is where I think I'm going to get some kickback in the comment section, but I ultimately think both strategies will work. They're just playing very different strategies, very different games to attract very different people, and I think there's room for both. I think Patek Philippe is damaging their brand perception with a lot of people, but I think they believe that the ends justify the means. They haven't tried to hide what they're doing. They want to aggressively premiumize. They don't want to be seen as the stainless steel Nautilus brand and frankly fall into the trap AP is stuck in. They want to be seen as high complication, if you know you know, and certainly a lot less mainstream than say Rolex. I think they want to be a bit more like FP Journe and a bit less mainstream. And how do you do this? Well, you make a lot less pieces, you make them a lot more expensive, and cater more towards your pre-existing, insanely wealthy customer base. This is who you're trying to woo and keep in. It's a lot cheaper and easier to keep your pre-existing clients. And frankly, I just don't think they're interested in the stainless steel crowd. Vacheron, on the other hand, is insanely interested in the stainless steel crowd. They want to make fantastic watches actually accessible to people who love them. And this is the big reason why they are an enthusiast darling. Watch collecting is emotional and aspirational with little ribbons of tribalism. Collectors want to feel included, understood, and rewarded for their loyalty, and Vacheron is better at that. They are offering compelling designs that are actually available, a wider variety of price points, and retain serious watchmaking credibility. Meanwhile, Patek's strategy is increasingly exclusive to the point of alienation, and when enthusiasts feel priced out and ignored, they look elsewhere. So is Patek falling behind? Not exactly. I would argue they are still the pinnacle of traditional mainstream watchmaking, but they are losing touch with their base and taking a bold step that I think will pay off on a business end, but it will come at a heavy price, a heavy reputational price. Vacheron Constantin is quietly winning where it matters. The space Patek is leaving, VC is stepping into quietly, strategically, and effectively. Anyways, guys, this is really just me overthinking Patek Philippe, Vacheron Constantin, and the future of high-end mainstream horology. Do you see it differently? Do you see it similarly? I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. Do you think Patek is doing irreparable damages? Is it a good strategy? Will it all go wrong? Let me know in those comments down below. As always, thank you for your viewership. This channel can keep running because people watch the videos. So thank you so much. Thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. And thank you to the Pope tier patrons. Aw yeah. Get their names on the screen. Hello, Pope tier patrons. Hello, all tier patrons. Hello, anyone who's just made it to the end. I don't know if I talked weirdly in this video. I just got my Invisaligns removed, so all the little specks are gone off my teeth, and my mouth just feels weird. But, you know, this has been a video I've been thinking about for a while, and I'm glad I finally made it. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring and supporting and, you know, keeping this channel going. It would not be financially viable without you guys. So thank you so much. I hope you keep enjoying the work we do here. I love making these videos, and I hope you keep enjoying them. Even if you don't, I hope you enjoy watches forever. Okay, bye guys.